I'm going to answer a question on one of the worksheets for this class, and that question is telling me to write a program that allows the user to input a price of an item as a floating point value, and the rest of this down here that you can see. Okay, so here's the program already written out. It has a main function, and I need to call a function named computeTax. So there's another new function that has to be typed out. So making room for that down here, I need a return type, I need the name of the function, I need a set of parentheses with perhaps a parameter or two in it, and the function needs a body. And it's always nice to type end of to note where a function ends. Okay, so the function computeTax, the shell of it at least, has been typed out. Now apparently it's passed an inputted value as a parameter. So apparently it has a parameter. That parameter is either going to be an int or a double most likely. I'm just going to assume it's an int, and I'm going to give it a name like x. The function must return 6% sales tax on the value of the parameter. Now that tells me that this is probably going to be the price of something, which in most stores prices are often like 99 cents. So I'm going to rename my parameter price for readability and understandability, comprehension. And int should be double because that allows for the price to be a floating point value, also known as a decimal number. And it needs to return something. So there's going to be a return statement, and some number is going to be returned. Now we're finished with what we're doing down here for now, and let's go up to the main function to do what the main function has to do here. The user must input the price of an item. So I need a variable that can store the price of an item. That variable should be a double, as already explained. The name of it could be price. Set it equal to 0.0 to avoid garbage values, and you should always put explanation of what the variable does over here. And the user needs to input it, so we need a CN statement. Don't do this. Don't add this extra symbol here to the end of CN statements, and certainly don't put endl. You've never seen me do that, so don't do it on your next exam. No, every CN statement that you ever see anywhere at c++.com or on my website looks like that. Anyway, that's the input statement I need. It would be nice to tell the guy what to do so that he's not flying blind. So let's just see out, enter a price. And then he gets a chance to type in a price. Okay, so far so good. What else do we have to do here in the main function? Oh, we must call the function computeTax and pass a value to it. So a call statement is used here in what normally would be the computational area of the main function. We call the function computeTax. We do that by typing the name of the function computeTax, and in the parentheses we need to put the parameter that's being passed down there, or the value. Well, it's the price that's going to be passed down, so I'm going to use the word price. Whatever the guy inputs, let's just pretend he inputs the number 10. He's buying something that's 10 bucks. 10 will be passed down here and plug in for this price. Now they have the same name, but they're not really the same thing. They're two different copies of something each named price. I don't like to lead to that kind of confusion, so I'm going to rename this price, this parameter once again. I'm just going to name it item price for lack of creativity. So price here matches up with item price. Something gets computed and something gets returned. And what are we supposed to compute again? Oh, the 6% sales tax on the value of the parameter. So item price, which ends up being 10, to compute 6% of that, you're supposed to know it means taking 0.06 times item price. That's how stores compute the price of something. And whatever that comes out to, I don't know, 60 cents, that gets returned. So that's the tax amount. That's just the tax amount. It's not the whole price with the tax. That's just the tax amount. And that's what's being asked for in this exercise, just the tax amount. Get it? Compute tax. It's not called compute price with tax added in. It's called compute tax. So where in the world is this 0.06 times item price going to go? Well, it's going to go back up to the call statement, so we need to do something with it. Let's store it in another variable by writing an assignment statement here and having a place where this goes. I need another name for a variable. Now this variable is going to be storing the tax amount. So let's create another variable in this program called tax amount, or amount of tax, or something like that. And that is the recipient. That is where the return value, 0.06 times item price, I repeat again, that's going to plug into that variable because assignment statements work from right to left. Okay. Do we have to print out anything? Oh yeah, the main function must display the final price of the item with the tax included. Now this is just the tax amount. To display something, we all know that you need a cout statement. And now this is lazy, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to print out price plus tax amount within the middle of that cout statement. But ugly, but it works. This is going to be the original price. We'll pretend it's 10 bucks. This is the tax amount. I happen to know that it ends up being 60 cents. And so 10 plus 0.6 ends up being $10.60. But even if I change this 10 to 11, it'll still work right. That's the beauty of a reusable function. It's not hard-coded with like the number 10 or 11. It is hard-coded with this 0.06, but let's just pretend that we live in the state of Pennsylvania and we're never moving. So that's just that. It's just a worksheet. It's not worth a lot of points. Okay, so I think I'm done, except I have this squiggly underline here. Oh, we forgot to put in a return type for the computeTax function. Well, what kind of number is going to, in general, be returned here? Is it going to be an int or a double? Or any other data type we've learned in this course? It's going to be a double. It's going to be a messy decimal number. So I got to put double there to keep it happy. Okay, no squiggly underlines that I can see right now. So let's try to compile the program. Okay, we do have errors, and the first error is computeTax identifier not found. What? It's telling me that this guy is an illegal variable name. Correct. I don't have a variable declared named computeTax, and this is not blue or a special color, so it's nothing that's built into C++. Oh, I forgot to declare the existence of my function. It's typed out here, but C++, Visual C++, always analyzes a program from top down. So when it gets to this line of code, it doesn't know what the heck computeTax is, because it hasn't read ahead to read the end of the book. It goes chapter by chapter in order. So you have to be polite and add what's called a function declaration statement here, and give it advance warning as to what functions might happen to be typed out down below the body of the main function. And by the way, you need to always add a semicolon here. That's just the rule. So now that I've typed a function declaration statement that kind of matches up with the body of the function, now when I recompile my program, it should not give me that error message. And it doesn't, but it gives me another error message. Unexpected end of file. What? Oh, okay, that's nothing to do with this program. I forgot to type the matching /* thingamajig. So I have to type */ there to make that all happy. Okay, so back to the real issue at hand here. Let's see if this is finished. Let's compile a third time. Great, no errors. No lines of code failed. I can execute the program now by going to start without debugging. And it should pop up my prompt message, enter price. Let's type 10 just because we know that the tax should be 60 cents. Great. It tells me that I owe $10 or 10 pesos and 6.6. So we're not somewhere where they use pesos. So let's add a dollar sign in here. And let's add the message like your total price with tax is $, And now everybody's happy. I can run the program one more time. And let's just run it one last time with $10 as an inputted price. And let's try to confuse it with extra 0.00 to see if it handles that. Yep, no problem. You can ask me after class how to add the extra 0 there if you're that fussy. That's not going to be on any future exam or test, although we can do it. So that's it. This program works. So here's the answer. Hit pause in YouTube if you want to copy this onto your worksheet. This is something that you should be able to write on a future exam without all these extra nice comments. They're not necessary. But this is a good program now at this point that uses a function. Okay, and there's the rest of it.